What I'm trying to do really is something different with everything that I've ever done in my career. With my first band, with Sabat, we tried to do something very new that was very different at the time, and also with Skyclad was different. With my new project, I'm trying to take metal to kind of maybe a new dimension, mixing different styles together and doing it in a different way, really. It's good to change and develop and try new ideas.
To recall the dark spaces between, like flashes before me, raw memories crawling. Your face the most wondrous I'd ever seen.
Nadia del Cofre de la Bestia, would you think your music is some sort of evolution of heavy metal?
I think my music is kind of a personal evolution, really. I've been making music now since I was 15 years old. From the first time I went to a metal concert, I was completely amazed by the whole thing. I fell in love with heavy metal, and it's what I've always wanted to do. But I find that there's a lot of musicians and bands. They do their music and they try and sound like their favourite band. Whereas what I've always wanted to do is do something completely different, because that is how new styles of music get created. So for me, it's kind of a personal evolution, working together with different people, trying new ideas. I think life in general is about taking risks and trying new things. And my friends in England are amazed that I'm going to Brazil on my own and to Argentina on my own. But it's just fantastic to travel the world and to see the world and meet such wonderful people, because then you discover different cultures, different ways of living, different ideas. By travelling the world, it broadens your mind.
With this impact before.
What other bands inspired you when you started with music?
At my first concert, I saw this band Hell, and they were kind of like, literally, I look now and they were 30 years ahead of their time. It's basically myself and Andy Sneap, the guitarist from Sabbath, and Andy Sneap is also a great producer. The singer from Hell died in, I think, 1987, and so they never recorded an album, only demos. So now we're re-recording these songs with the remaining members, with Andy Sneap, killer production, and my vocals, and we have guest vocals from Danny Filth, from Cradle of Filth, and a lot of people on it. I think KK Downing was playing a solo on one of the tracks on Monday when I arrived here in Argentina. I was also very into, I liked Jethro Tull and Kate Bush and Venom and Merciful Fate and Angel Witch, a kind of a strange mixture of music. That's maybe why my musical career has been kind of unusual.
¿Qué piensa que tiene el heavy metal, que es capaz de unir generaciones, países, idiomas?
The reason I love heavy metal is because it is, if you look at other styles of music, like fashions and trends in music, they come and go. But heavy metal is kind of, I think it will always be here. It will just evolve and mutate and change. And if you look how metal has progressed from the very beginning, from bands like Black Sabbath and the very early music, you can see that metal isn't just going to go away. It's going to stay forever. And I think the thing I like about metal is it's very honest music. It doesn't rely on technology. When you see a band play live, it's not like you go and see a techno rave, where it's all just a CD being played with DJs and things like that. It's honest music. It's hard work to be able to play good. You really have to practice and learn your instrument. It's not like you can just sit with a computer and a sampler and make it like magic. You have to work until you play until your fingers bleed and your throat hurts, and that's what makes metal passionate, really.
Your ex with his smile is the last thing I see. How safe in my arms, kissing blissful goodbyes. Passion burns bright like a fire in the sky. Twinkle with me, see I've seen an angel. Perfection portrayed in the frame of a girl. To gaze in her eyes, such a sweet way to die. A beautiful start to the end of the world. Twinkle with me.
How would you define yourself, not only in music but also as a person?
From a very early age, I always wanted to express myself through lyrics and poetry. When I was maybe 5 or 6 years old, I would write little poems and plays and perform them for my parents and grandparents. For me, it's something that I can't explain. It's something I feel like it is part of me. I'm not a singer in the traditional sense of the word. But I feel like a performer. I have a message to get across to people, because I look at the things that human beings are doing to one another, and I think everybody who sees the bad things that are happening in the world has a kind of a duty to speak about this. Whether you're a journalist or a painter or a TV producer, everybody has to spread this kind of message. So really, that's what I'm trying to do in my own little way. There is times in my life when I've had many problems with the same as everybody else. I have been fortunate that I can write my problems down on paper, scream them on stage, share them with everybody, and I'm lucky there are people out there who've wanted to hear what I've had to say and feel that when they have their bad times, they can look at my lyrics and say, well, I'm not alone. This guy, this Martin, had the same problems, and he's still here, and he's still survived, so I will survive.
Your face the most wondrous I'd ever seen. In that very